music too, man. Like, you ever listen to some of them old school gospel songs? Them old school gospel songs, they was interesting because every song, they was ready to die. That's all they sang about was dying and going to heaven. And every song. Like, you turn on the old school greatest hit CD, all you hear is, I'm going up yonder. Next song, I'm going away. Next song, soon we'll be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Like, you ain't got nothing to do tomorrow? Like, that's all you want to do is die? You just want to wake up and die. That's your agenda for today. Like, let me wake up so I can go to heaven. That's all I want to do. Man, it don't make no sense. Greetings and what up, yo? It's your boy, Jason Jamerson, and welcome to the Jason Jamerson podcast. With me, as always, we got my cousin, my man's 100 grand, Kev BJ. What's going on, Kev?
What up, though, cuz? How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I apologize to those who usually watch and did not see us last week because I definitely did not give y'all a warning that I was not having an episode. But we back, and we are back with some very special guests today. Kev, why don't you go ahead, because you've been talking about them quite a bit over the last few weeks. Why don't you go ahead and introduce them, Kev?
Yeah, man, it's a privilege, man, from the Bay Area to Detroit, you know what I'm saying, on the track, and in the community, you know what I'm saying. These are my brothers. We've been going through a lot together, been growing as men as well. My brothers, co-founders, of Zulu Fitness and Embrace Sportz, Shaka and Menachem Dukes, man. These boys are personal trainers, setting up activities within the community for kids, within sports, all types of sports. Sports they know and sports they don't know. Let me tell you, I've seen some of them do some lacrosse, and they need some learning as well. But it's a good time. So welcome to the show, fellas.
What's up? What up?
What it do? We appreciate y'all having us on, man. You know, I'm excited. You know, ready for the show. You know, get kicking. What you got to say, Sean?
Yeah, man. Hey, what's up, man? Definitely glad and honored to be on the show. I'm looking forward to the experience. You know, so
all right. Well, we about to get right into it, man. Because well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourselves, how y'all got started with fitness and, you know, all the stuff y'all got going on right now.
Yeah,
They freeze. I think they may have froze a little bit. I think they may have froze a little bit. Dang, they tripping on this Wi-Fi these days. Wi-Fi ain't what it used to be. Definitely ain't what it used to be. No, Kev, go ahead until they I don't know how much of their story you know.
I got
fill it in until they
y'all back on? Back? Y'all Wi-Fi going in and out, bro.
All right, we good?
Yeah, y'all good now. I don't know if y'all probably just told your entire life story and we didn't hear a single word.
Yeah, so we good now?
Yeah, y'all good now. Y'all good now.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we got the technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi and whatnot, but yeah, we have a big background, a long background, extensive in athletics. Being physically active at a young age, started running track at the age of 6, at a high level, not just running for fun, competing at a high level at the age of 6, all the way through college. So it's just far as like that was somewhat that I guess we were living without us really knowing that, we were part of something as far as, having a, big knowledge of, being physically active and healthy, like that being a part of our lifestyle. So, understanding that, we always got questions as far as
I don't know if he's leaving us in suspense or if he froze again.
Yeah, like how can I get a 6-pack? How can I get in shape? How could I run longer, et cetera, et cetera? And it's just like, I would always help those people out. But it wasn't nothing like that was something serious,
Right. We didn't really take it serious till when we got to New York. So that was back in 2016, and we've been kicking it ever since. So, we've been building, and we back in Detroit, starting to grind here. People starting to get with us. People know who we are, but they didn't know we were in the fitness realm. So,
AT&T ain't worth nothing, bro. I tell you. I guarantee that they got AT&T internet.
My man
Teddy Riley.
Right. Teddy Riley. Yeah. But no, that's very similar to how I got started, because I was just I was working out for myself, but I was a twig in high school. I'm 6'2", but in high school I was like 130, 140. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And so I just got tired of being skinny, so I started working out. Then people who knew me from before was like, "Yo, you done got big. What you be doing?" And so I would bring people to come work out with me, and next thing you know, I got my own facility and brand and all that good stuff. So I was like, look at God. Look at God.
That's dope, man. So, that's definitely good to see.
Yes, sir. So Kev has been talking up for the last, I say, like month and a half, 2 months. He's been really talking up this Embrace Sportz summer camp y'all got. Y'all talk to us a little bit about Embrace Sportz.
Oh yeah, let me flip my hat around.
Yeah,
bang,
man.
So you see.
We just left track practice.
We just literally left track practice. So we started up last summer during COVID. Me, Shaka, Kev B, we all put our heads together. Wanted to really make an impact on our community in a big way, and we thought sports, something that we all come from, would be that vessel to really be a stronghold in our communities, as far as like the youth participate and be fit actively, on a continual basis. So that's what we decided to come up with, the sports organization, so we can hold sports year round and keep kids active. So right now in the summer, we got track and field going on. We just qualified over 40 kids, to go to AAU during Olympics in Houston, Texas. And we only been at a track club for 4 weeks. This is we way above our expectations, that we didn't know we was gonna have any kids really to qualify coming in. And 4 weeks later, we got 42. We also, that was fresh off of soccer, where we had 150 kids participate in soccer with the Detroit Parks and Recs soccer league this spring. That was from May through June. And then, right now we just still in the middle of track, and we getting ready to gear up for the fall. Yeah. So, it's looking great, man. The participation rate is like super consistent. I mean, these kids coming out like bang, 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 and they want to learn more. These some young, hungry kids. We got a lot of the majority of the kids we have are 5 to 6, a lot of 8 and unders. But we also do got some teams up here, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. But like the youth, the younger youth, the 5 and 6-year-olds, they make up the.
Oh yeah, that's an AT&T once again.
Yo, what I love about Embrace Sportz is it's pretty full circle. When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of outlets. My mom was our primary provider. My dad was there as well, but we stayed with my mom, and she had a job, and she had to do things to keep us active and out of trouble. Detroit, you can get in trouble pretty easily just being kind of in the neighborhood and doing stuff. And summer camps and sports camps were the outlet for me and my little brother, and kind of retrieve from my mom. Both my parents as well, right? And so actually one of the first partners, Mrs. Lawton, was a teacher at my school, and she ran the sports camps growing up. And it's a super full circle for me to be able to like work with the guys, and participate at Tyndall Activity Center on the west side, and be able to like be at the same facility, the same woman who kind of opened those doors and introduced me to sports in a constructive way. You know, we get to partner with her and kind of support in that way as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's a big partner to us and stuff, man.
Right. Huge mentor.
And that's something too, again, like what Kev touched on, like being full circle. Like as far as recreational facilities and kids being physically active in the D, that percentage dropped drastically. And you know, like living out of town, coming back to the city, visiting and seeing like rec centers that you grew up playing in shut down, abandoned, and things like that. He was like, man, what are they gonna have access to? So it's just like being able to give these kids access. Yeah, yep. Tyndall was revitalized like
3 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 to 4 years ago. You know, so it's just like coming back to the community that had a big impact on our upbringing and doing the same thing and continuing to expand these young minds is something, you know, it's priceless.
It's priceless, super priceless.
Yeah. Sound like a movie.
Yeah,
Jason, when I say parks, I think of so Jason grew up in Rosedale Park, not too far from where I grew up. So being cousins, he wasn't too far away, but you know, I used to have to get a ride. But we used to go to their neighborhood, and the park was always popping with kids doing sports activities and stuff like that. And in my neighborhood, or you know, immediately we didn't really had that. So I would love going to their house, hanging out with them and stuff like that, and be able to see the activities and those things going on.
Oh yeah, man. Have you seen that park as of late?
I know,
man.
It's called Grandma, right?
This is Rosedale Park. Rosedale Park Community House. Like they done redid the building, the whole park is redid and everything. Man, that doesn't look crazy.
We used to run around Rosedale Park.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah,
I used to play baseball, man, but I got to start getting too good at it, so I had to let everybody else, you know.
You probably played. Did you play? You probably played with one of our bros, Spencer Small. You know any Small?
Not on my team, at least. Not on my team.
Yeah, because I know he played in that area. He lived.
Man. I was probably the best first baseman the neighborhood ever seen. But, you know, I had to quit. They said, "You're too good, man. Give him a chance." Like, man, they thought it's a wrap. So, you know, but yeah. So one of the things I saw when I followed you guys on Instagram when I was looking at y'all stuff, and this kind of ties into something else that we would have talked about last week had we had a show. One thing I saw that was very interesting to me was you guys have a thing called smoked out workouts.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I got questions.
So we huge cannabis advocates. Of course, you know, we believe in the natural plant should be legalized, you know, and
as far as
decriminalized,
as far as its medicinal properties,
right?
And, you know, things like that.
And we also want to shed light on people that, you know, we want to erase that negative stigma that cannabis weed makes you like stagnant. It makes you dumb. It makes you non-active.
You know, it makes you lethargic and, you know, unproductive and things like that.
So we was like, let's do the smoke out workout, you know, during COVID last spring, you know, 420, we popped out with the virtual smoke out workout. People saw that, and we partnered with Denise at the Michigan Squeeze Station. And, you know, she let us have the smoke out workouts there at her location in Southwest Detroit. And them joints was live. You know, we'd have small groups, like 10 people come out. You know, we'd start with like the
AT&T, man. AT&T the devil. You say you would start off with
what?
I think they started moving and froze again.
We good?
Yeah.
I can hear you. There you go.
On the 18, y'all don't think you got it?
I think.
There you go. Y'all good?
We good, bro.
We started off with we usually start our smokeout workouts like with some push-ups, get the lungs warmed up, with the smoke. And then that'll lead right into a like 25-30 minute high intensity workout. And then we end it, right? We calm down with Up from Wiz Khalifa.
We get back centered and grounded, at the end, closing the workout out, as far as doing visual meditation, things like that. And, so you really feeling real good after the workout.
Okay. So I guess my question, once again, I got questions. As a fitness person, as a personal trainer, I get a lot of questions about weed when it comes to workout or whatnot. I have never myself personally smoked marijuana ever. So as far as what it does during the workout, how does it affect your workout?
So it depends because it's all based on dosages, right? If you smoke in like a fat 3.5, joint, then you go kind of a little out of it a little bit during your workout. But if you take probably like 3 little small hits, off a joint or smoke a small bowl, then that puts you in a more focused place.
And again, that's off of, you're really speaking off of
my system,
how you feel.
And this is off my body, how my body reacts to cannabis, because everybody's body is going to react differently because we have individual endocannabinoid systems.
So you can't really tell, you can't really say, that what works for me is going to work for you as far as what cannabis does.
Because you being a non-smoker, you might take that first hit, you might go to sleep. You ain't gonna make it to work out.
Extra right.
I'm gonna do some elevated yoga.
We don't know.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, then, because we I'm sure we've all seen the whole Sha'Carri Richardson situation, and whatnot, and how she was not able to compete in the Olympics because she tested positive for marijuana. But the reason why they did that, according to the World Anti-Doping Agency, they consider it a performance enhancing drug. And I was thinking, and there's 2 reasons why they said there's a performance enhancing drug. One reason was because they said it was it regulates pain management. And the other thing, and they said specifically with track runners, they said it increases their focus so that they're more focused on running and not focused at all as much on getting tired and whatnot.
Yeah, in a sense, off of my experience of smoking and going on a 10-mile or 6-mile run, again, it's based on that dosage. But I take my 2 puffs. And shoot, by mile 1.5, locked in, like you just like in the zone, and you just tunnel vision, you just cruising, like.
So would you, you guys being partakers of marijuana in the workout and stuff, would you consider that a performance enhancing drug?
I wouldn't really consider it a performance enhancer because it's just like. So what are considered the other drugs that help with pain management, etc., and focus, like the other
like if she would have took some Aleve or something, she would have been good to go.
But because she had marijuana in the system, But one thing that they may not touched on, the anti-doping agency, is that marijuana is also used as a masking agent for performance enhancing drug.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that also plays a big factor in because
you attach your fat cells quicker and then it masks it up. Yeah.
You can be on the roids heavy, but as soon as you smoke some weed, it's gonna cover it.
It's gonna it's gonna cover it up. So that's one of the biggest things. You know, the situation she's in. You know, as far as the other stuff, as far as it being helping you medicinally, as far as your muscle recovery and focus, it's a natural plant.
It's a natural plant.
I don't think that's a performance enhancer. You know.
So you guys think it does those things to an extent to where it would feel like it could potentially give you a extra advantage, like maybe like a pain reliever more like stronger than a leave or something like that, or you know.
Nah, not really. You know, like, you know, as far as like, you know, being a high competitive athlete, and you know, I don't think that's gonna make a difference. You know, when you train in
I think it got him again.
Pause.
You get one.
There you go.
Before we had the mess up, I was stating that the work that she put in, you know, that's the work, you know, she's able to execute out on a track. So I don't think her smoking weed is going to make her like some out of the world record holder. You know, coming out of nowhere to beat somebody. At the end of the day, she put her work in, and she's been doing her due diligence. She just made a mistake as far as smoking weed. Because we don't know if she's taking other stuff.
Because if cannabis was really a performance enhancer, that's what would be all over the major league, not steroids.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
right. Right.
You feel me? It was really
half my family wouldn't need my help to move stuff no more neither.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, you went and see Ben Johnson.
They put
shooting horse steroids up his butt. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're not gonna see if marijuana was that
much of a performance enhancer drug. They would not. Come on.
You know, all of them would be on it.
No, honestly, I completely agree. I completely agree because I personally, and even with steroids, even though it's a performance enhancer, like antibiotic steroids, they're performance enhancer. You still got to put some kind of work in. It's not like you just inject it and grow muscles out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it should be legalized by any means, but you know, as far as steroids go. You know what I'm saying? Because they do more harm to your body than marijuana does. Because you know, steroids, what people don't realize, they don't just attach to or affect your muscles; they affect your organs. They affect your, you know, like your heart can start enlarging. You know what I'm saying, and cause issues. But that's a totally different conversation. But I completely agree with what you guys are saying as far as it not being that big of a performance enhancer. One thing that I read. Because you know, it's the internet be lying, so I always get like 5-6 different sources saying, you know, to say the same thing before I actually, you know, take it as word. But one thing that I noticed on and every article that I read was they all said that there has not been intense studies on marijuana and how it affects the you know, how it affects it.
And that's only in the United States because it's not federally legal. In places where it's being federally legal, like in Israel or Canada and things like that, they have extensive medical research on it. You know, so the United States is still
back. Like, so
they still far behind on their studies.
It's still the research is only like, you know, we talking about is not more than 5 decades old. You know, it's still fairly new stuff. You know, I mean, it's fairly young research. So the U.S. they just kind of late to the
and
when it comes to the study of actual cannabis, because
you got to look, it's been illegal in the U.S. since 1937, and prior to 1937, as far as like them developing the whole campaign to demonize and criminalize marijuana, you know, they started to implement studies on how it's negative and nothing that could like, they're not studying it for medicine or any other beneficial things. Their whole studies has been how
it affects you
negatively.
And that's why it's
which is also wasn't even extensive research. It became more so hearsay, like because
it's not
they wanted to make it illegal, so they had to just put this out in the media, pay a couple doctors off to make these claims, and the rest is history. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this,
like they basically just painted the picture of what they wanted it to do, versus actually doing the
lobbying. Y'all saying
lobbying or like propaganda, like reefer madness, like if you smoke and you murder people.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that old Derek commercial when that one kid smoked the weed and then he became like flat and was like on the couch? Y'all remember that?
But what else? Remember in health class? Because I was in health class, I was scared as hell to like do anything, because in health class in 9th grade they say this is your brain on drugs. Like this is your brain when you smoke marijuana. Like you don't have no brain. It's literally nothing.
I guess my biggest thing was like literally everybody I knew that smoked weed, that's exactly how they acted too. So I was just like, so that's what it does to you? I'm straight, you know.
I think early on, especially in cities like Detroit, you know, and just urban places or where people have a lot of access to street drugs and stuff like that. When you take things like that as an adolescent, while you're still developing and maturing mentally and physically and stuff like that, I think it does have a detrimental effect, because your body doesn't get a chance to really hit its peak and kind of do those things too. Like for lack of better term, control it, maintain it, kind of do those things and flush. And I think that inhibits people. So I think it's very similar to y'all. I remember being in school and people in high school, people would come through and they was zooted. And I'm like, yo, we got a test right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
There was a lot of stuff being done without intention, you know. A lot of people don't really smoke with intention. They, you know, when you see it like that, and that's what they want to push. But, you know, a lot of people now are using it with intention for certain things.
As far you got the NFL, who's no one's gonna really speak on the big drug addiction that happens in the NFL with players, because they get addicted to the opioids, the painkillers, and you know, opioids, a lot of them, you know, they can't smoke weed because they're gonna fail a drug test, get kicked off the team. But when they can use it for that chronic back pain or knee pain, stuff, or whatever pains they're dealing with, you know, so it's now you people smoke with intention, you know, like we use it, you know, we not leisurely like that. In a sense, it's always a purpose behind it as far as like recovering.
So let me ask you this. So if y'all don't know, Jason and I are first cousins. My dad and his mom are brother and sister. So we share the same grandma, obviously in that way. So our grandma, 84 years young, you know what I'm saying? She got bad knees though. So how would y'all say for an elderly person with arthritis, those type of things, like how should they be using marijuana, the plant, whether it's THC, CBD, or whatever mix it is, to be able to aid them to not take those like other harder things?
So a person like that, right, who may be afraid to smoke, right? You know, I don't know if your grandma,
she afraid to smoke. She afraid, I'm sure.
Okay, right. You got the creams, you got the topicals. You know, you can they make oils and creams just like being gay.
Man, but you don't got
I actually got some right now.
Let me show you.
Man, trying to get grandma high. I'm telling. I'm telling, but I'm gonna be there. I'm definitely gonna be there to see it.
All right.
But you know, if you have an elderly person in your family, those are just things with age too, right? And paying the prescription, those high fees. Like, what alternatives are there? You know,
right? And you can consume it through mouth, like through tinctures and stuff like that. You don't really have to smoke. You know, you can also eat edibles. You know, in small dosages based on whatever you're going through, and your level of your tolerance of THC or CBD.
And again, the same with the topical creams. They're creams with the high milligram levels for CBD. With CBD, you can't get high off of CBD. That's strictly medicinal. As far as like pain relieving.
There's no intoxicating properties.
They don't have any THC in it. But to have the stronger pain creams, those typically have about like 5% or 5 milligrams of THC. And those are like the stronger creams to put on the body to be a little bit more intense. It's many ways to not take all those drugs, the real drugs.
So you said a cream. Wait, did y'all have one?
It's up in the whip. It's in the whip.
Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. So an older person being introduced should probably do a cream or some type of topical that's like low, kind of easy entry, a low barrier to entry to try it, kind of see what happens, and then decide from there what the effects are.
Nah, man. Grandma needs the Zazas. That's what she need.
She did the Zaza.
You need those Zazas.
Give her them.
But so getting back on the Olympics, I know that's Kevin, I know you were really excited about the Olympics coming up. Just to touch on, I know there's a huge uproar with everybody, her not being able to run, and everybody was saying like there's black people, we should boycott the Olympics. But there's like a bunch of other black people running too.
Right. Yeah. You may not understand that USA track is mainly black outside of like the few distance runners.
Those are just fake woke people, who just want to be mad
for no reason. How you not gonna support your
it's so many other black women alone in the Olympics that's on the verge of making history.
Allison Felix, the most decorated Olympian of track and field history. She going for her 5th Olympics.
You got Sydney McLaughlin and Dalilah Muhammad. They on the verge.
Shout out to Tori Franklin, triple jump. She about to go
great. Franklin and MSU.
Let's go.
It's so many black women who literally are on the brinks of making history in the Olympics, and that's either they're representing America or France or Nigeria or any other country.
Jamaica,
Canada. It's they out there. So all those women who was talking that stuff, talking about boycott.
They probably Olympics. Never even watched track in the first place.
Watch track.
They don't even know what 100 meter is. You're like, what's 100 meters? 100 laps?
I'm like, this is the time people need to speak up, because you can't just. Who's gonna boycott? Like, yes, we understand she made a mistake. She's an exciting runner, and we wanted to watch her in the Olympics, but she can't run. That don't mean boycott. Like, it's so many people out there,
Right. You got young, you got the young phenom, 17 years old, who made
the Olympic. You got a thing move. Like, we can keep listing black women, So it's just like, those were fake track fans in the first place.
Yeah. I knew people were trying to be fake woke about that when they were trying to compare it to the Michael Phelps situation. It's like, keep that same energy. I'm like, no, don't keep that same energy. Y'all remember the punishment that he got? That big
She got 30 days. Superior, he got 30 days.
Right. They took him off of Wheaties boxes. Like, leave him alone. Yeah. No, don't give us that energy. I'll take this energy. Because and I see a lot of people talk about like, she fumbled the bag. I'm like, y'all acting like she's young. What's she, 21, 22?
Look,
No,
Sha'Carri Richardson and fumbled the bag.
The bag, her bag got
actually
deeper.
went up. Like she actually her
Oh, AT&T got to start working because I need to know what they mean by that.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
I think that. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, I was saying, Sha'Carri Richardson, she didn't fumble the bag. Her bag went up. Her Instagram followers went from like 300K to 2 million in 5 days. Then, if you look at that, did you see the interview? She was decked out in Nike. She ain't lose her Nike contract. We talk about
behind her.
Allison Felix lost her Nike contract for being pregnant. Come on, yo.
Wow.
Like,
Damn time.
she smoked weed. Like, you know how many people did crazy stuff, like, and they lost their deals? She actually got more deals.
Yeah.
She
probably don't even got to run no more now. All she got to do is talk. All she got to do is get in front of a camera and talk. She don't got to run.
She's the most, like, she's one of the most talked about, like, track athletes, that, really ain't.
Look at. We talking about her right now.
Right.
That lets you know she in her bag. We wouldn't be talking about this. Like,
most definitely.
She's the most talked about athlete right now.
She was at the ESPYs, man, and they.
Yeah, I saw her at the ESPYs too. She is making her rounds and making her voice known. I think that the sponsorships and things like that will come through. But you know what? Take the year off. We'll see what happens. I can't wait till she comes back the next year's and kind of does what she does. And that relay team, it's some young talent, some young women that are working hard and do their thing. Fresh out of college, LSU, Texas, Mississippi State has some really fast. So I would love to see them kind of add to those relays as well. So she'll be good. I'm not too worried.
Yeah,
and people are getting out her personality.
Yeah. She's young. She made a young mistake.
She's 21
years old, but she's super talented. She gonna be lighting the track up for years. She stayed. She has a good coach. She typically stays healthy. I look forward to her running in the next world championship where she can prove herself on a world scale and come back the next Olympics and light it up.
Everybody.
Light it up.
I know you guys worded it as saying that she made a mistake, and just from the situation she was in, and me personally losing my mother at a young age, the fact that and she came out and said she knew what she was doing, she knew the rules, she didn't, she did it anyways. In my opinion, that sounds like to me like she didn't necessarily make a mistake. She made the decision, and I've been telling people just because the way she found out her mom passed away and her birth mom, the fact she passed away in the first place, and she found out in an interview from a complete stranger, that almost sounds like I personally, I'm like, I don't want to run right now. Like let me get some time to grieve. And like at the level of competition she was about to be at, the cameras that were going to be in her face, like she was a walking story that she probably didn't want to continue talking about at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In my opinion, go ahead.
What? You can finish up.
No, I was just gonna say, in my opinion, I feel like she may not have even wanted to go at that point, and that's why she was just like, if they kick me off, they kick me off. If they don't, they don't. And that goes to like everybody.
I could see that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who are going like, oh, she did this, she did that. Like she made a decision that a grieving 21-year-old probably would do. And I'm sitting here like everybody trying to judge her, like y'all get mad because y'all boss made you stay an extra hour at work and go, oh, I need a drink. Like, let alone somebody who, had something like that happen to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I personally feel like she may have just made the decision like, this just isn't what I want to do this year because of the circumstances surrounding it.
Right. I feel like she wanted to do it.
I'm sure that
my bad. I feel like she wanted to do it, but she just took the risk. Like she still wanted to do it and go through it, but she took the risk. knowing that there was a chance, but still took the risk. I don't think she was like, I don't want to do it. Oh, well. But I was like, all right, I think I can get away with this. Let's keep moving. I'm sure it wasn't her first time blowing the L, you know what I'm saying? And it probably won't be her last, but she's going to be a little bit more strategic about it, you know what I'm saying? Moving forward.
Exactly.
And you know, she had a lot of weight on her shoulder after, you know, receiving some news like that. And then, you know, the media constantly bringing it up. Like, she's a competitor. Like, I feel like sometimes the media should just chill. You know, they always, you know, want to push something when somebody's like literally about to get ready to compete. They just want to put them in a more deeper hole with their mental headspace. You know, take them off their game. I feel like sometimes that be like super intentional. You know,
but you know, she was in Oregon. It's legal in Oregon, so I mean, I look at it like, you know, if she was thinking like, what they gonna say? It's legal here, you know, and they probably ain't gonna do nothing since it's legal here. But yeah, man, yeah, that's a tough situation to even go through when you get that type of news, and you get that news.
Yeah, you get that news like at that kind of time when somebody's like, you know, from a complete stranger, a reporter basically letting her know, the person who was interviewing her let her know. And it's like,
that's great. But the great news is, you know, the conversation around cannabis in sports is, you know, talked about. And now a person like her and other athletes who feel the same as her, you know, can get this stuff pushed out to where they don't have to, you know, get tested and fail drug tests because of they got marijuana in their system. So, you know, I know they got some teams but behind them that, you know, that's going to help make this push, because this been a huge thing this year, you know, and a lot of people are outraged, being that, you know, it's being, you know, more common in, you know, around the U.S. now, and other countries are, you know, legalizing it as well. So, you know, you know, they're going at the IOC and everything to try to get that, you know, taken out. So I hope they do.
I personally, I think they should legalize it, mainly because if they're, especially for you know, athletes and stuff, because if you prescribing them opioids and whatnot, those have worse long-term effects on your body than marijuana does, and they can do has potentially worse short-term effects. Those can do things to your body, and like you can be allergic to certain things in them and not even know it until you take it, and then, you know, it's all bad. So, you know, there's that. But I feel like they're not going to try to legalize it until they can find a way to regulate it and make the government finds a way to regulate and make consistent money off of it. Because there's still too many ways for people to get it without going through, you know, like without it's still too easy to get it untaxed. Too easy to get it untaxed, and until they can find a way to tax it, and make it go through some kind of system to funnel more money into them, then I think it's going to stay illegal.
Yeah, man. Hey, one thing I want to also bring up was, you know, in the same heart of sports, the NCAA was forced because due to the Supreme Court to change their rule on athletes being compensated and risking their amateur status. So myself, Shotgun and Nakam, we all ran track at Michigan State. We're student athletes, got drug tested all the time, but also couldn't make any extra money. Even academic scholarships would threaten your scholarship, right? And so it wasn't just taking a sponsorship and things like that, which most people think. Taking an extra academic scholarship could jeopardize the monies that you kind of had that were guaranteed by the school, which in many cases, especially for sports like track and field, maybe golf, tennis, you know, other sports that are head count sports, meaning every scholarship isn't for a whole person. They can be separated. We didn't have all four rides, right? And so you have to supplement that money as well. And so I think it's really a blessing for a lot of people who had to make decisions to either go take on more debt still, or not even go to the school of their choice because of that those rules. And so I'm super happy to see that. Hersey Miller, Masterpiece son, just signed a big deal with a tech company, $2 million. I like seeing that. I'm hoping a lot of athletes at different levels and different tiers are able to kind of leverage that as well.
Yeah, this is real major for college sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's major because now the door is open for the student athlete to actually thrive and actually, benefit for the work that they put in. Especially, and the ball players attract the millions of people to the sport. But now it gives like the the track athlete that they can get up there and get that money. You got a personality. You get there. I know you, Cat B.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, you was what, the face of the Big Ten for student athletes.
Yeah.
You had to go to all the meetings, all the conferences, things and that. You on the commercials, you ain't getting paid nothing.
I need that recoup. Hey, think about Big Ten.
Like,
what up, though?
I was about to say, how y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all feel like there needs to be some kind of reparations?
Hey, man.
I mean, not what I was saying. I look at like programs that just got dismantled, like the University of Miami. I look at USC during the Reggie Bush era. He lose his Heisman because he took some money. Ohio State, all them, the Fab Five, like the list goes on. Like, when it's just like, they get in trouble for selling part of the stuff that they won, memorabilia to people to be able to have some money to get a tattoo or something. You get what I'm saying? They take their games away.
Right. They had these prestigious programs, most of the time, and they shouldn't be starving. They shouldn't be starving if they full ride scholarships. They making y'all look good. They're the only reason these people are coming out to fill this stadium up. Like, they're the only reason y'all are playing games on national TV. Because if y'all was sorry, y'all wouldn't have all these games on national TV. So y'all making money off these TV contracts,
building a brand,
building a solid brand.
Yeah. No, that's 100% true. Because like they say, in a lot of instances, college sports make more money than professional sports.
Because especially schools like Ohio State.
Man,
a lot more.
They have individual TV contracts, like
the Big Ten alone makes so much bread,
right? Like the Big Ten network partner with Fox Sports, like and ESPN. You can't. I mean,
they bringing in billions just off of the TV contract alone.
Yeah. So what y'all telling me is I need to go back to college. And
I wish I had a couple years of eligibility left. Hey, I'll be in that bad boy.
Hey, listen, I was burgundy shirted as a freshman. That means I get like 3 years set down. You know what I'm saying? I was burgundy shirted. So
it's about to be.
But it's hilarious. It's hilarious seeing like the breaking news or getting the news alert on ESPN, seeing an athlete that decided to commit to the pros, rather they either enter in the draft for the NFL or NBA. They reneging and going back to college.
Hey, y'all. Well, and a lot of that is a personal family situation. Depending on where you're coming from, maybe you're coming from a disadvantaged situation economically. Maybe you got kids. Some people also go into college and have a family that needs to take care of, or elderly person that family needs to take care of. And cash flow is real. And the school's recouping and just give you a meal card, you know what I'm saying, and some Gatorades and some other things. And also an education, which I think is very, very valuable. But there's other things beyond that. And that if you weigh the scale, the balance, it's not balanced. And so let's make it more equitable. And I think that's what the Supreme Court has forced the NCAA to revisit.
Yeah, there's I don't know if y'all saw that movie called Safety on Disney Plus. Y'all see that movie?
Safety?
It's called Safety. What? Safety.
No,
it's based on a true story. I can't remember what school it was. I want to say it was either LSU or Florida State or something like that. Whereas a football player, he was playing. He said what?
I said, was it about Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger?
When he had his little brother had to go to school with him because his mom was had to go to rehab, or his mom got checked into. It was some football player. He played for college, and his little brother, his mom was taking care of his little brother, but his mom had to go into rehab for a little while, and so the little brother was either going to go into the foster care system, or the older brother had to bring him to school with him, and he was playing football still. He had to go to class and all that stuff, but then still come back and take care of his brother living in the dorm with him and whatnot. So situations like that, most definitely being compensated is going to be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? And that happens more often than not, where the person who's in school is the person taking care of the rest of the family a lot of times.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Now the majority of those ball players, that's where they're coming from. When they step foot into college, they stepping foot knowing that I got to play this sport because this is going to give me the money to support my family. And if they already getting money under the table, they doing it because they got to support their family.
Gotcha.
That's just what it is.
That's 100% true.
And I'm happy to see an athlete like University of Miami's quarterback, who is using the deals that he's been accumulated since, they allowed this to happen. He's going to break down a portion to split money with his teammates. Like, you can't get no realer than that.
That's love.
Yeah. That love, because again, now that the players can benefit off their likeness, it's just like everybody ain't gonna be equal when it comes to getting that bag. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna have that one athlete that's selling all the jerseys, that's getting all the endorsements, making cheese. So by seeing him,
Yeah. I personally just want to know, does this mean that we're that much closer to getting a new NCAA football game? That's really what I want to know. Because they discontinued that game and broke my heart.
No, we spent a lot of time on it.
Smackdowns I used to give them, dog.
I used to come out on the sticks and thrash the whole crib.
They used to be up in the crib. Fresh out of practice, we going straight to the sticks. Having full tournaments.
Hey man, I never played football, so I didn't know how to do the plays, but it took me a while,
Hey, you got me one time though. You came back on me. I was pissed. I'm like, man, I just lost the beat.
I used to be thrashing everybody with Hawaii. I used to get Hawaii.
Hawaii always somebody keep a cold quarterback on them. Hawaii keep a quarterback on them.
I stay.
Yeah, they do.
I stay with the schools who had that crazy spread offense. I used Oregon a lot. They had the fast wide receivers, running backs, and QB. So I used to be murdering folks with that
Oregon
option. Boy.
Oregon was like a cheat code.
I used to be. Hey, they had 3 running backs that was super like boom, boom, boom. Like they never got tired. Now, I can play action, wide receivers running 4-2s. Wide open touchdown.
LSU was my squad. I used to mess with LSU and California was the year Javin Best was still playing over there. He was impossible to tackle on college football.
His little ass, man.
But dude, we approaching that hour mark. It don't even seem like it. We just had such a good conversation.
Man.
Yeah, so tell the good people where they can find y'all at on the social medias.
Yeah, you can find us Zulu Fitness. You can find us on Instagram, Zulu.fitness.
Look for the logo.
Yep, and then you'll see our website is www.zulu.fit. Also, Embrace Sportz. You can find us on Instagram.
Sports with a Z.
Yeah, Embrace _sports. It's spelled SPORTZ with the Z. And then our website is embracesports.org. And then
you guys got something else
my
for Embrace Sportz?
Huh?
Like you guys still accepting kids in Embrace Sportz?
Yeah, if you got kids, little nieces, nephews, whoever watching, go to embracesports.org, get them registered in our system, and we got the fall season coming up. So be on the lookout for that, because it's gonna be on our social media and it's gonna be updated on our website as soon as it drops. Yep.
Cool. We appreciate you. I appreciate y'all fellas for getting on here, man. I'm gonna have to come out here for one of them workouts. Not one of the smoke out workouts, because like I said, man, I ain't never before. So I don't want the first time will not be when I work out. I don't know how it's gonna do. I mean, it may have me focused like they say. If it keep me focused like you say, I'm gonna end up like Forrest Gump, just running across the whole country.
Just be running, man.
Right, catch me in California. But
we're dissing that.
Right. Yeah, Kev, what you got going on, man? What you got coming up?
Man, nothing coming up. We're just in the city, hustling, helping small businesses and helping the community. So you can catch me working with Embrace Sportz as we kind of just take over and help the kids. And then you can catch me at the Come Up Consultant. If you got a small business, just started a business, we're helping you grow and scale, get us on retainer. Otherwise, man, I'm chilling, enjoying the summer. I've been golfing a little bit, trying to stay active. I can't play basketball anymore. My knees, things like that. So really just trying to figure out a new activity to stay active, stay competitive. So I've been doing that. And then I'm looking forward to see what your next, I know you got a lot of shows coming up, so make sure you tell the people what shows you got coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
then y'all can find me on y'all can find me on Instagram at Hercules Jackson.
Hercules Jackson. Yeah, man. I got too strong. I can't shoot no more. I don't got no touch in my jumper no more. Nothing but post.
Yeah, I'm out the game too. I think one of the last times I hooped was in college too with Kev B.
I tried on the 4th of July.
Like KG. He used to come through like KG on them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm like a Greg Oden in his prime at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I actually do got some shows coming up, Kev. I actually said I was going to announce this on the last show. I originally was going to film my comedy special in August, but then I caught COVID and in April, and I wasn't able to do the stuff that I wanted to do as far as practicing my set, organizing the show and whatnot. So what I decided to do was I was going to break my comedy special down into 5 short sets and put it all on one compilation. It's going to be called Jason, J.A.S.O.N. And people always say I had to been high when I figured this out, but the reason I called it that is because so from July to November, I'm going to be doing the comedy set somewhere. I'll announce it whenever I figure out why I'm going to announce it, and I'm going to put it together. But if you take the first letter of every month from July to November, it actually spells my name. Take it in order. July, August, September, October, November, Jason. And so, yeah, they said, like, how high were you when you figured that out? I said,
you was high as hell, boy.
Right. It was the painkillers they gave me. It was the painkillers, I swear. It was the opioids. They do that to you. But No, so I'm be I already filmed my July set. So if you weren't there to see that, I got 4 more sets: August, September, October, and November. Like I said, they're not going to be big produced shows. They're just going to be random shows. I just say, you know what, I'm going to film at this spot, and when I do, I'll let everybody know. So yeah. Other than that, catch me on open mics and my gym. I'm moving my gym actually. I'm moving my gym from Dearborn or from Westland to Dearborn. I'm gonna be in a much bigger facility. Stay tuned on that. I'm gonna let y'all know. Like right now, I'm literally in a office. Like probably the size of the room that you in, Kev. That's probably the size of my gym right now. I'm going to be in a legitimate gym facility and everything. Got sled space and everything. So
much love. We gonna come through.
Yeah, we're gonna come through.
Hey, come on through. When I get over there, I'm gonna have a I always like to have a little inaugural workout and invite everybody who want to come do it. We all just live. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely let y'all know when I move over there. I'll be over there in a few weeks. And yeah.
Congrats, bro.
That's what up, man.
I appreciate it. But other than that, y'all know where y'all can find me. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you are already know where to find me on there. If you are on Instagram, the Jason Experience, spelled just like it's spelled right there under my face. And then also on TikTok, for whatever reason, I'm still on there. So yeah, the Jason Experience on TikTok also. But yeah, once again, thank y'all, Zulu Fitness, for coming on here and shedding some light on how the whole marijuana and working out and everything that y'all talked about. I appreciate y'all. As always, Kev, thank you for coming through. And yeah, till next time, y'all. Peace out.